Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
What's going on, folks? This is Steve with Race Day. We are here for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series penultimate race of the season. The round of 8 concludes now at Bristol Motor Speedway, and where else would we be from that concrete half-mile track? Man, this is where it all comes down to who's going to get into Homestead next week to be the 4 drivers vying for that championship for the Cup Series for season number 6. Incredible. Cannot wait to get this thing going. And man, right now, we're in the middle of qualifying. We're going to go down trackside, take a look at what's going on. Here we go. And right now, a lot of drivers holding off, not qualifying just yet. They get 10 minutes to fully get themselves up and rolling here for qualifying. Man, so many cars today. About 25 cars actually in the field, and considering this is the last, or really second to last race of the season, I am very happy. So pretty cool stuff right there. Again, folks, thanks for being here for Race Day. This is the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. Second to last race. So a lot of these drivers trying to go for the championship, obviously. A couple of guys, Matthew Fleming right here in the green. Obviously, they're trying to go for that right there. Get the pole. Man, starting positions are going to be key today. It will be very, very important. Bristol has always been a hard track. And right now, though, we're in nighttime conditions. We're going to stay that way the entire time. So, but 200 laps today. Pretty quick race overall. Stages, 2 of them. Lap 50 and lap 100. Got the race right in half. Looking pretty good right now. Andrew Phipps on track right now. Mark Whitley currently sitting on the pole. 14:21, very fast. Nick Lights in second place currently. Nick Lights won last week to get himself into Homestead automatically with that win. So today is kind of just a relaxing day, more or less, right? You just kind of kick back and not worry about the race today. You're already in the championship. So that Hosky machine right there looking pretty good. Good stuff. Mealy right now. Currently in 10th spot. So, I mean, here's the thing, right? So the standings, I mean, man, you going into this race, let's see if we can bring them up real quick. Yeah, the standings right now are just super close. Nick Lights obviously advanced into that next round, into the championship with his win last week, so he's good to go. But Brandon Bowie, Crawford right here, and Frankie Barroso are all above the cutoff line. Bowie and Crawford right here above by 20, and Barroso by 12. So in a pretty decent spot. All they really have to do is have a decent race today, right? Get a couple stage points maybe and have a decent finish. They should be okay, but drivers like Smecker, Dunkelberger, You know, right now down 12 and 13 points. You know, Mark Whitley down 34 points. Man, he had a great run at the end of last week and just at Gateway and just couldn't quite get it done, unfortunately. New tires, but then just spun himself out, unfortunately, and that happens, right? That can happen. But, yeah, so today doesn't necessarily need to win. He can get it on points, but depending on how this race goes, it might end up being those points that'll get him in. And right now, Mark Whitley is on pole, so that's dangerous for the field. We know how good he is here, so. Smucker with that dripdrops.io machine. Huge thanks for them to coming on board today for the dripdrops.io Bristol night race. No one else on track right now, so we'll watch him as qualifying here shortly ends up. A lot of cool stuff though going on. Second to last race today. Gateway was a lot of fun last week. Definitely pretty tough, but I think tonight's going to be interesting, right? Bristol's one of those tracks that, yeah, it's a short track, half mile, right? But it's concrete. And the low line right now, I'm being told it isn't really the best lane to be in. So typically nowadays, Bristol, you know, hey, you run the high line. That might be the fastest, but your tires will wear out so quick. And look at this. Smrecker, just like that, on top of the board with a 14-14. Super impressive run there by Smrecker. And I'm going to eat my words because he ran down the low line right there and got it done. Very impressive spot right there. Frankie Barroso, here he is. Just about a minute and a half to go here in qualifying. Moves up to P8. Solid job right there. Frankie's not the best here at Bristol. And again, right now he's plus 12. So he has to have a good race. Good track position race. But he's going to get it. And right now, not bad. P8 to start off with. Looking pretty good. Nobody else on track right now. And man, 2 stages. So lap 50 and lap 100. So these will go by pretty quick. 50 laps around this track is extremely fast. So we will get that pretty quick. And again, big thanks to you guys for watching, supporting the channel. Also, big thanks to Sagan. Stake Pool. We're going to thank them in a cool way later on. But yeah, go and check them out. Stake Pool. I'm sorry, Sagan Stake Pool. And then also, dripdrops.io. Man, just some awesome sponsors and partners all race long. One thing we're going to watch out for. Looks like everyone has qualified that wants to qualify. But pit roads. Right now we're high above Bristol, and you can see it. 2 pit roads on both front stretch and back stretch. So today, though, it's a single pit road. That means they're going to enter into the pits in turn 2. And then if they're on the front stretch, guess what? They have to go all the way around. Turns 3 and 4 down by the apron within that blue line to go into their pits. So most drivers are going to be pitting on the front stretch. So they're going to be going into the back stretch pits in order to get themselves in the front. So got to be careful of that, obviously. And there it is, checkered flag. That is going to be qualifying, folks. Devin Smacker going to be your pole sitter with the 14-14. Super, super quick job right there. Man, awesome, awesome run. All right, reading the chat a little bit. You guys are hilarious. Larson, in the chat, we missed you, man. Back-to-back weeks. What's going on, buddy? Just kidding. Actually, I'm not. Where are you? Alrighty, gonna get down trackside here. Let's take a look at your qualifying grid for today. Just like that. Look at this, Devin Smucker, your pole sitter today. Very fast lap, 14-14. Again, kind of in that same spot as Whitley, right? Doesn't necessarily need a win, but it's pretty close to needing a win. Have to have great points today, and right there, that's one more playoff point. So great job right there. Mark Whitley, brand new black and green paint scheme, looking oh so damn good. Nick Lights in third. Brandon Bowie going to be rolling off in P4. Tim Robin, 5th place, looking pretty good there. Andrew Phipps in 6th. Blaze Crawford, P7. Frankie Broso rolling off 8th place. Ryan Dunkelberger, again, one more, needs to do really well here today, right? To get himself in. 13 points off. Has got to find himself into the next round. Maybe by a win, but can do it on points. Christian Angel, 10th place. Michael Johnson, P11. Joseph Mealy coming up. Matthew Fleming right here as well, P12. Fleming is down by a lot of points. He basically needs a win today. So he's looking to get that done today to advance himself to that championship 4. Mealy rounding out 13th. Woodruff in P14, looking good today. Jackson Anderson, 83 in the 15. Austin Salyers rolling off 16th place. Jamie Graham in P17. Daryl Young, there he is, P18 right there. Marshall Harris, 19th. Villalobos in 20th. Roger Pierce, 21st. Kaufman, 22nd. And then rounding up the field today in 23rd, Matthew Pont. Pretty good job right there. Love to see pretty decent crowd today at Bristol. Second to last race. Again, right, most of these guys aren't really going for anything. It's cool to see them showing up and showing out. Right now, though, we're going to get this thing underway. Again, stage 1 ends on lap number 50. Here we go. Momentarily, we'll go green here. Looks like one more lap. Yeah, Josh, you mentioned it in the chat. An AC guy. I feel your pain, man. Right now, we're dealing with in the Northeast like this crazy heat wave, or they called it like a heat cover or something. It was a really weird term, but man, today was brutal. I mean, it's nighttime right now, and I still can't get cool. My AC is just not doing it. So pretty insane. Next 4 days are supposed to be in the high 90s, and that is absurd for up here in the Boston area. So it's all good. We're gonna sweat this one out. Right now, though, we're gonna get under green. The dripdrops.io night race in Bristol. Always a fun time. And here we go. Smecker and Whitley up front. Green flag is out just like that. Got to be oh so careful here on this first initial lap. Again, there's no fast repairs for these guys, right? So you have to contain your excitement. This track is so difficult off the rip. And man, what a good job so far. Single file a little bit right now. We're seeing some 3 wide in the back. Fleming going to be in the outside lane. That will work to pass. You can pass on the outside lane and it'll work well, but the tires will wear so much faster up there. Woodruff way off track. This might cause a yellow here off the surface. Yes, he was. Went around right there in turn 4, I believe that was, and goes around. That can happen, right? Tough conditions. It's at night. The setup I heard from these drivers is pretty well loose. So we're going to see a couple of spin-outs here and there. But again, one of the things about this car, this tire especially, you really can't get too excited for about the first 5 laps until the tires warm up. Once they warm up, you can kind of make some dodgy moves, right, if you need to. Or if the car breaks free, you can somewhat correct it, right? You can kind of save it. But before they get warmed up, it is extremely hard. So we'll go back real quick and see how Woodruff goes around right here. He's already way off target right there. Let's take a look here. There he is, that light blue machine, 27 car. Crosses the line there. It might be about half a lap after this, but we'll watch it. We'll wait for it. Not really, you know, side by side right here. Mike can't quite tell. Oh, just lost it on a turn 4. Yeah, just. But hey, no damage. That's the nice part, right? No damage. And just keep on going. So that's the good news, obviously. if you're gonna make a mistake, right, at a place like this, you know, make it like that. Don't hit anything. Keep yourself in the game. And Woodruff did that, so that's really smart. And we barely see Woodruff having issues like that, so very good driver. Right now, though, lap number 7. And again, these laps are going to rip right off. They're going to be very, very fast. Normally scheduled for 250 laps, but we bounced it down to 200 just because, why not, right? This track can be pretty treacherous, and 200 laps is plenty of time to figure out who's going to advance themselves into that championship finale. And here we go. Choose car, the first adaptation of this today. And pretty good again. This league uses the choose rule, right? Up high for the outside lane and down low for the inside lane. And there it is. In all its glory. Big thanks to Brandon Davis, obviously, last week. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Keegan, race controlling. I always like to shout out the race control because I feel like they're the guys, they're like the unsung heroes, right? Their job is so hard, and they put on, you know, the best job they can, and we like doing that to those folks. But Keegan last week, and then Brandon Davis tonight, so good stuff. Here we go, lap 9. After a simple caution, here we go. Gonna go back green here. Off we go. To the dripdrops.io night race. A lot going on early. Nick Light's right there. Again, he's not going for anything, right? He won last week. He's just going for a trophy tonight. He has his eyes on the prize for next week in Homestead. Brandon Bowie down low right here. Frankie Barroso, these guys trying to find themselves. Actually, this whole group right here. Barroso, Frankie, and Bowie. I'm sorry. Bowie, Barroso, and Crawford. I can never get names right. It's always so funny. But these three right here in your picture, they're above that cutoff line entering this race, right? So they just need a clean race today. Maybe some stage points, and off they go. Salyer's in trouble right here. Way down low. He's been into the wall, perhaps. Although I don't see anything about it. Not good, though. Mark Whitley going to be on the outside lane here. Outside lane does work for the tires. Mark Whitley to the front. And keep in mind, he has to win this race. I'm going to just stick to that narrative. He has to win the race, right? He's 34 points down in this race right now. Entering the playoffs or entering this race. It's a must-win scenario for him, in my book. Tim Robb, though, look at this. Up to P3. Up 2 spots, qualified really well. So far, finding himself in a great spot. Looking really, really good. Action all over the track right now. Tim Robb makes the pass here for P2. Man, we have seen some flashes of brilliance for Tim Robb. I think immediately to North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. Tim Robb looked super fast. Led some laps. And look at this. He is right there on the tail end of Whitley. Again, tires, that's the thing, right? I mean, is this sustainable? Brandon Bowie way off pace right here. Can't tell if he's got going something on here or if he's way off pace. Is he at the wall here? Can't quite tell. Left side looks decent. Right side, can't tell just yet. Yeah, he's good right there. So Not sure of what's going on there. 21 laps in, folks. Just like that, we're halfway through stage 1. And one more that we haven't really talked about, right? So Jackson Anderson, here he is for there, the 83, as well as Christian Angel in the 3. Right now, there's, in the background, right, there's a contender playoffs going on. So everybody in green, by the way, on the left side of your screen, they're all the championship 8 drivers. Now those guys are trying to race their way into that championship next week in Homestead. But there's also 6 drivers right now trying to go for that contender series playoffs, which works similarly, but it's more in the background, right? So Anderson, Angel, Mealy, Rob, Johnson, and Max Brady all involved in that right there. So Angel and Anderson are both above that cutoff line. Only 2 advance next week. So this is pretty big right here, right? Who's going to get themselves into the Contender Series Playoff Championship? A lot of these guys, right, it's their first season. Didn't quite get to that super competitive championship bracket, but now they're into that best of the rest, for lack of a better term. Looking pretty solid right now. Mark Whitley's still up front. Tell you what, he is entering this race. If you were to ask me, who's your pick today? I would say Mark Whitley for sure. I know how fast he is personally at tracks like this at Bristol. I've seen it, and I think today he's the one to beat. Some big battles here. Fleming and Barroso. This is for that 8-9 spot, right? This is, oh no, Frankie way off right here. Got loose. His teammates go around him on the outside. Jump on board real quick and take a look and see what is going on in Frankie Barroso's cockpit here. This is the one track he was telling me a couple of weeks back in the playoffs, right? He circled Bristol. He knew this was going to be a hard one for him. So as long as he kind of got to this spot right and had a good gateway last week, which he, for the most part, did, today he has to do well. This was the track he was worried about. Right now in P12, so not really where he wants to be. Still time, though, to get those stage points. But right now, Whitley up front. Tim Robb in P2. Very, very strong case for him right now. Looking extremely good. Nick Light's in 3rd spot. Man, look at that Sagan stake pool machine right there. Oh, looks so good. Let's ride on board him. Take a Sagan hot lap. Take a look at this. He's trying to work himself around right now, Tim Robb. He's super fast. Look at this run he has on the inside. He's going to take it right now. He's not going to get the runoff like Robb will. And that's the disadvantage of being down low, right? You get a nice entry. You get to save that tire, but you don't get the runoff like you do on the outside lane. Now he's going to try and match him. But look at Smecker. His teammate right behind him. Going to try and do the same thing. Man, looking so good here for this number 2 machine of Nick Lights. Sagan Stake Pool, folks, go and check him out. Awesome bunch of people. So the top 4 are now getting pretty close. Smecker actually makes some moves here down low. And that might be it. There we go. 3rd spot changes hands. I'm seeing a move right here. Anderson, look at this group right here. Wow. Lots of drivers all driving for something. Outside lane and the inside lane both working at the same time. I mean, look at this. Phipps right here kind of by himself, but Crawford on the outside lane. Crawford again up 20 points entering today's race. So in a pretty comfortable spot. Really just needs to have a solid day today. Nothing crazy. Andrew Phipps looking so good. Matthew Fleming, very impressive P7 right now. That's huge for him. Dunkelberger in the back, Frankie. We're seeing Joseph Mealy again. Mealy, he's going for that contender playoff, right? He's trying to get himself into that final round. So far doing a very, very good job, as we see. Right now, lap 43, so stage 2, or stage 1, excuse me, will end in just a few laps. Devin making a comeback right here. Up to P2. Marshall Harris going a lap down right now. James Kaufman as well. But Smecker, he's going to get there a little bit. It's hard to say. 0.8 of a second right now is the gap. Not sure if he will catch Whitley, but man, putting up a great fight right now. And Smecker doesn't need to win the race today, but definitely needs to have a good one. Oh no, who was that? That was Daryl Young. Into the corner right there. Oh no, a huge hit for that 71. Front end's killed right there. That'll actually bring out stage number 1 conclusion because that caution was within 5 laps of the stage. So Mark Whitley going to be your stage winner. There he is. Let's go back real quick. We'll talk to Mark in just a second, but let's take a look back at what happened to Daryl. Man. Oh, got into it with, who was that? Jimmy Graham, I believe? Yes, it was. Take a look. So what happens right here? They're pretty close together. Just want to see if this happens. Oh, Daryl might have gotten loose right there out of turn 2. Yeah, and unfortunately, I believe got into him with Jamie. So that's a hard break. Unfortunately, that'll be maybe not the end of Daryl Young's race, but definitely a pretty beat up car. So tough to see. But that means everyone's going to come down pit road. And look at that. Tim Robb. Nope. Devin Smecker leads them off. That number 1 pit stall is key again. And there they all come. Good stuff. Looks like one driver stayed out. I believe that's James Kaufman, actually. Oh, no, he's right there. So maybe he stayed up for a lap, but then came around and came down to pit. So good stuff right now. Mark Whitley is going to be your stage winner. Let's bring him in real quick if we can. Let's find him real fast. Where is he? Mark Whitley. Here he is. There he is, Mark Whitley in the 77 man. Great job right now. You won stage 1. Looking pretty fast, obviously. I knew you were going to be fast here at Bristol. Man, today's not really mathematically a must-win, but it basically is, right? So what's it going to take, man, to win this race?
It's going to take track position, and it's going to take managing the tires. It's also going to take not overshooting your box by about 2 inches like I just did. So it's just going to be about executing and just trying to stay up front, because trying to come through this pack is not going to be fun. And you know, cautions are around any corner if you get in a bad situation. So just trying to keep the wheels up under it and all 4 fenders on it.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, good job so far, and good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
There he is, Mark Whitley. Awesome job so far. Going to try and get this thing done right now. Here we go. Choose car underway. In lap number 50. So we're going to get back green here momentarily. Let's take a quick break and thank a couple sponsors, folks, and we'll come right back for stage 2. right, folks, welcome back into the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series, the DripDrops.io Bristol Night Race. So far, stage 1 went by pretty quick, 50 laps. Right now, though, we've got 50 more to go to get to the end of stage 2. In the front right now, looks the same. Whitley and Smecker. They started on the front row, and here they are back again. A lot of these guys trying to get themselves into the playoffs, right? Next week is the championship. So who's going to get themselves into that 4 drivers for the championship? Here we go. Pace car pulls in, going back green here on lap 53. Stage 2 is off. And just like that, a yellow flag is out for the 3rd time today. You saw it right there. We're trying to sneak in that Bring the Noise segment, but commentators curse once more. Ryan Dunkelberger, I believe, was involved in that. He is a championship driver, so that's huge news right there. We'll go back and take a look at what happened here with Dunkelberger, man. Oh, just gets tagged there by, looks like Michael Johnson in that 39. Kaufman had nowhere to go really right there, it looked like, but we'll take one more look real quick if we can. Try and see what. Yeah, I just got tagged by the 39. Couldn't really quite tell if the 4 came down maybe, or if, you know, the 39 came up, but oh, Christian Angel got a bit of that too in the right front. That might affect that car as we continue on this race. But yeah, huge news there for Dunkelberger, front end pretty well torn up. So bad news right there, obviously, for those guys. Villalobos squeaks by, but man, Kaufman just nowhere to go. Tough break. But that's our 3rd caution of the day. Not too bad so far. Whitley going to be your leader right now still. Smucker, Lights, Rob, and Crawford, your top 5. But lap number 58, race is going by pretty good so far, and we like that. 200 laps around this place is pretty quick, obviously, but hey, this is Bristol, right? These yellows can happen. We're seeing some drivers come down pit road. Brandon Bowie, here he is. Again, coming down that back stretch to get himself onto the front stretch pit, so good job there. Looks like Harris comes down, Kaufman. A bunch of drivers here choosing to come down pit road and get that service. So not too shabby. I'll tell you what, all this green on the left side of that screen there and Mark Whitley's car, it just reminds me of my Boston Celtics from last night winning the NBA Finals. I couldn't go a whole broadcast without mentioning it, right? Come on now. Oh, man, super pumped. Always good to see a hometown sports team win a championship, so very cool, very exciting stuff. Friday is the parade, so you might get a Steve sighting down there in the middle of Boston at the TD Garden. So we will see, but man, awesome stuff right here. Choose car right now has been deployed and going to come back down pit road as we see it. Good stuff. So lap 60, we're going to go back green here. Lap 61, we'll have 39 laps to go until stage 2 ends. Stage points are huge, obviously, but look at this. These guys in the front, it's so hard to pass here, right? The track position is huge. This is one of those races where You want to stay up in the front as much as you can to not get turned around or in trouble. But here we go, back green here, lap 61. Green flag is back out. Look at this right here, too wide, up high. Fleming is making the outside lane work, and that's pretty interesting, right? But he's got nothing to lose. He knows he's going to win this race, so screw it. Run the high line, burn the tires off. You never know, right? You never know what can happen. Further on back, Frankie Barroso on the outside, getting chased here by Anderson up high as well. Good stuff right now by these drivers. Good run all the way around. A couple of guys in the back right here, but still holding on to it. Ooh, close right there between Mealy and Angel. Looking pretty sharp right there. Roger Pierce right here having a good run so far in P12, not bad. Working his way to the front. Good battle though, right here, about 11th spot. So this is kind of that danger zone, right? Get those stage points. Seeing some movement back here. We saw Brandon Bowie come down pit road, so I'm not sure if that was for tires or some kind of like alternate strategy. Obviously, if you took tires there, that might be pretty smart, right? Fly through the field and get some points. So that might be what he's doing there. Woodruff, bunch of guys in the back right here. Woodruff had earlier incidents, right? He spun around, but no damage, so he's good to go. Dunkelberger dealing with that damage right there in the front ends. Has to get good stage points today and has to have a good finish to advance. He might need some bad luck, quite frankly, from his competitors too to be able to advance, but the race is still young. We will see. Villalobos missed that wreck right there, and he's still on track in 21st spot, trying to work his way back to the front. So not a bad job. We're seeing Fleming right here. Just saw him on the tower. He's moving his way up right here. P4 right now. I'll tell you what, we're seeing the Korean rise to the top, right? Fleming, he told me the stat, ever since he's been here, he's made all the rounds of 8s. So super impressive job for Fleming. This, he admitted, was the most competitive playoff and the most competitive season so far to work himself into, but he has just done all the right moves, right? Hasn't necessarily won a race this season or things like that, but just super competitive and super consistent, really, is what's getting it done. So P3 right now for Fleming. I like this move. I really do, right? Don't necessarily burn the stuff up, but get yourself into a position where you're constantly up in the front of the pack with that track position. It's a smart move. Tim Robb, Blaze Crawford. Looks like almost got together there, but looking pretty good. Phipps got a little wiggly there on the inside of Roger Pierce. Good stuff. Angel working on Frankie Barroso here. This is one of those places too where tires is just so huge. And a good angle here. This is one of the most banked courses that we go on, right? Look at this banking. If memory serves me correctly, about 36 degrees, which is crazy. So right now you're seeing it, right? This is the gyro cam. Just absolutely banked right here. And Whitley's doing the right thing, I feel like. He's using the inside lane, right? And that really helps conserve the tires. He'll be faster on a shorter time frame on the outside lane, right? But when you're trying to save tires and make a stage end, this is what you have to do. He's already got the 10 points for winning stage 1. And right now he's a little bit away, 22 laps away from getting 10 more stage points. So if I'm, Barroso or Bowie or even, those guys who are, 20 points up that cutoff line, I'm kind of worried, right? Because the math doesn't lie. And Whitley right now is putting on a clinic. So if he wins this race, one of these guys are out. And right now, Frankie is the driver who has the least amount of points. So he could be out of this championship run. We will see. little further on back, we're seeing Anderson right here in P11, working his way around Mealy. Looking pretty stout. Devin Schrecker still in P2, his teammate right here, so Fleming making a move right now, making a run right here. Good to see. Closest battle on track. A little further on back right here. Look at this. Marshall Harris a lap down right now. Actually, no, excuse me, in 15th. My apologies. Michael Johnson making a move around. And I really feel like Michael Johnson, right? This guy, man, I just, if he would have won Coda, which I think was his best shot at winning a race, man, what would his season look like, right? What would his playoffs look like? He's been really good. He's been consistent, right? He's been plagued by computer issues, disconnection issues, and internet. He always jokes around that his PC is pretty well ancient, so it'll drop connection once in a while. But man, this is a dude that can really, really run. Right now, though, Bristol will challenge everyone. It's just so difficult here. Tim Robb holding on to, right now, a top 5. Very impressive stuff. Christian Angel right here as well. Again, good runs by these guys, right? They need them. So far, so good. Andrew Phipps working on lap 87 right now in P10. Roger Pierce looking to get himself into that top 10 securely right now in P9. But Frankie Barroso in 8th. Fleming right now is starting to fall back a little bit, so those tires maybe getting used up just a bit. We're seeing that. Yeah, Nick Light's going to come around here. Let's ride on board for a Sagan Stake Pool hot lap as he tries to work his way around Matthew Fleming. This is for a 3rd spot here. 10 laps to go at the line before stage 2 ends, and look at how crazy this place is, right? Super banked. He's going to run up high right there to try and block his exit, Fleming's exit. And right now we're going to flip it around on him. It's an equally good run and going to dive down low here. Man, they are not playing around today. Sagan Stake Pool, big thanks to them for coming on board today. Love them and love this car. Look at this thing, man. As he battles Matthew Fleming. Nick Light's in that Sagan Stake Pool number 2. Looking pretty damn good right now. A little touch right there at the back end. But they're making it work. Seeing Mealy in trouble right here. Just saw him fall down a couple spots, I believe. Currently in P10. Great job all around. Right now, Tim Robb and Nick Lights. Look at this battle right here. 5 laps to go. All these guys trying to get into that top 5, right? Top 5 pays the most points for the stage. So if you're on that line, if you're hovering, you are blocking right now. You got to do everything you can to get those points right now. Fleming going to be 3 wide right here. Not quite. But they're trying to be. Lap number 96, and Mark Whitley is up front right now by 0.3 of a second to Smrecker. What a battle we have right here. Nick Light's down low, Fleming on the outside trying to get there. Tim Robb, again, not a championship driver, but trying to fight for those points to advance himself into that contender playoff, right? Next week at Homestead. Same race, same stakes. Just a little bit different right now, man. So good. Mark Whitley, though, absolute class of the field. It looks like Whitley has it dialed in on the short run and the long run. Smrecker doesn't seem to quite have it on the short run, but on the long run, he's there. So how will stage 3 go? Because, man, Mark Whitley and Smrecker are definitely the 2 right now who we're looking at to win this race. Super impressive stuff. There he is. Stage 2 winner. Mark Whitley once more. Super impressive stuff right there by Whitley. Had big points right there. Big points. And you look at that compared to, you know, Bowie and Barroso, right? I mean, he's up right now maybe 15, 16 points, so on those guys. And that doesn't quite erase that deficit just yet, but man, depending on how this race ends, that could happen. But could we see a huge clutch performance by Mark Whitley to win this race when he needs to do it? We're going to find out. Good stuff so far, folks. We're going to step away for just a second and go and thank our sponsors. We'll come right back and we'll talk to one of our great drivers here. Stick around.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Welcome back, folks. This is the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series, and right now we are in Bristol Motor Speedway at the halfway point of the DripDrops.io Bristol Night Race. This is it. This is the penultimate race of the season, and right now 4 drivers are going to lock themselves into next week at Homestead for the finale. Who will it be? We know Nick Lights is in. Right now, a couple of drivers need that clutch performance. Down to the choose car right here. 4th caution of the day, but keep in mind, only 2 of those have been for incident. So far, a fantastic race. Very impressive stuff. For a Bristol race, right? You think, oh man, Bristol, it's going to be crazy and caution-filled and chaotic, but so far, very, very impressive. There goes the choose car, and right now we're going to go to Blaze Crawford. Some strategy while we're under commercial break. He came down, I believe, and took 2 tires, I believe, was the call there. So Crawford on 2 tires, I believe, is the word we're hearing. Nick Lights potentially as well. So a lot on the line here to get themselves that track position. It's so hard to pass, and that could be the call. We will see. Here we go, back green now for stage number 3. Blaze got real loose right there again. 2 tires will do that. Once these tires warm up, give them about 3 or 4 laps, but not going to do it. 4 tires will prevail here. Mark Whitley way down low. He might get it right now. Nick Lights to the lead right here. Going to lead a lap. Good stuff right here. Blaze holding on to the outside lane right there. Nick Lights as well. I believe they both took the 2 tires right there. Whitley, though, this is one of those times I feel like you got to be patient, right? 2 tires, you know they're going to wear off. 4 tires will prevail at some point, but man, they are going for it. Sprecher and Tim Robb right here. Looking pretty good. Back in the pack a little bit. Frankie Barroso, Fleming, Angel and Phipps. All fighting side by side here. Bowie getting back to the front, currently in P11. But man, Nick Lights right now still leading the charge. Crawford in second. Again, for those of you just joining, Nick Lights does not need to win this race. I know he wants to, but doesn't need to. Last week at Gateway, he won the race. So that locked himself into the championship next week at Homestead. Today is just for the trophy. Murphy Esports right now has won back-to-back races. They would love to win a third. Crawford right here in line as well. Starting to catch him. Whitley in third place. Tim Robb back to P4. Very good job. Smecker right here in fifth. So far, an awesome performance. It's going to be tough right now because I believe with Smecker's performance so far, at a minimum, right? Smecker came in on the 12 points behind. Now, Frankie Barroso right behind him, he was 12 points up. So the gap is 24 points, right? So that's the difference. Excuse me, the gap is 12 points. So yeah, so oh, Bowie right there on the back of his teammate. Bowie flying right now, man. Wow. But my gap, or the gap between him and Smecker is only 12 points, right? So that's going to be the deciding factor. Devin had a better time right there, better points. Frankie needs to get back around him. Bowie right now, though, he is absolutely flying. Oh my word. He is not wasting any time right now trying to get back to the front. Crawford going to be under fire right here. Side by side right now, Blaze Crawford. And one thing to keep in mind too, the team championship battle is so close. Last time I checked, about within 150 points, I believe, of Flagship, Murphy, and Bowie. So super close right now. Obviously anybody can win that, so good stuff. Nothing really shaking up right here in the front. Bowie up to P6, flying through the field, not wasting any time. Pont and Angel right here in 9th and 10th. Looking very strong so far. Again, we're already on lap 123, folks. This is going to be so fast. It's such a quick race, and we might, if we go green, knock on wood, we might have to talk about green flag pit stops. Right now, though, Mark Whitley making a move around, still side by side Crawford. There it is right there, makes the move for P2. And again, these guys might have to make those green flag pit stops. That will be huge, right? What will they do there? Obviously, you can't mess up. This is for your championship, or at least what could be, right, to get yourself in there. But Bowie right now flying through the field. I think he's hoping for a caution right now, right? I think he's expecting a caution to come out at some point. You wouldn't be using your tires up this much if you didn't. And I think right now that's what he's doing. On the offense right here. Smecker and Fleming looking pretty good. Frankie got dropped down to P11, looks like. Yeah, Frankie right now is struggling pretty bad. Not sure if he has damage in the front, I think I saw, but maybe not. No, just tire wear. He was mentioning it, tire wear. Such a hard thing to overcome. Back in the pack, just to cover these guys real quick. Villalobos right now in 19th spot. Marshall Harris holding on to P18. There he is right there. Dunkelberger in the back still. He is currently 2 laps down in 20th spot. So heartbreak for him. Most likely will not be into that championship 4, barring a miracle. But man, what a great season for him. Super impressive stuff. Kaufman in 21st right now. banged up a little bit, but not terrible. Michael Johnson, 17th, as is being shown. Anderson up to 16th spot right here. Graham, 15th. Had some, not connection issues, but had a moment with Daryl Young earlier on. Had an issue. Didn't have any damage there, really. Woodruff spun 7 laps in, but he's good. Spun around and kept it off the wall, and right now in 14th. Not a bad job. Mealy right here in 13th. Frankie going around the lap down car here momentarily of James Kaufman. So a lot of these guys making their moves. And Nick Lights, though, up front in P1. We've seen this story before. Nick Lights, actually, I believe last season's Bristol race, or excuse me, 2 seasons ago, the race came down to Lights and Whitley, I believe. I'll have to go look in the vault for that one, but so far, Whitley going to try and get back to him. Tim Robb, though, look at him. That 57, working his way to the front. Choosing the high line right now. Look at how fast he's going. He's catching Whitley pretty quick right here. Take a ride on board, obviously, for a few laps and watch what he's doing. Outside lane, kind of dives down. Sort of diamonds the corner a little bit, but enters in mid, up high, and shoots down low right there. Looking pretty good for Tim Robb. Crawford in P4 has had a great race, and again, he was up 20 points on the day, so this is the guy who might be safely in on points for sure if we do the math quickly in our head. And Blay is looking very, very strong. Brandon Bowie catching up right now. The tires are going to fall off at some point, right? And I think maybe right now could be that case. We're waiting for it. We're seeing a couple guys fall back here. I believe Anderson, yeah, he's gotten into the wall. I see some damage on the right side, I think. Yes, it is. Right side damage for Anderson. Oh, Woodruff as well, perhaps. Right side damage there. He was into the wall at some point, maybe. Uh-oh. Gonna just park it, looks like. And I believe that might have caused the yellow. So, we don't like to see that, right? We'll go back and take a look real quick and make sure that it wasn't somebody else. But yellow flag, 5th caution of the day on lap 142. So Woodruff, a little loose right there in turn 4, but not too bad. I don't see where he crashed per se, but man, yeah, just pulls over and parks it. And unfortunately, that brings out a yellow flag, so we'll go back one more look and see if we can find out if he hits the wall or something, but kisses it right there, but nothing too bad. Yeah, tough to really say. I mean, just kind of no issue right there. That'll be it. That's going to be a caution flag, and that means everyone comes down pit road right here. So yellow flag for Woodruff, parking it on the side of the course. That can happen, and it's understandable to a degree, right? Because I mean, you figure the apron is off the track, and why would iRacing throw a caution for that? But it did, and that changes the game quite a bit. So right now, we're going to see everyone come down pit road. Either way, 5th caution of the day, and hey, welcome back Drip Drops to the stream and to the channel. Big thanks to them. Go and check them out, folks. DripDrops.io. Awesome people on the social medias. Also, Sagan Steak Pool coming on board today for a special occasion, and we love them over there. So, awesome stuff. Man, always a good time. Always, always. Sagan Steak Pool, by the way, promoting science education by connecting Cardano with the wonders of the cosmos. They were pretty cool back in the summertime, or not summertime, but back earlier in the year. They were great because they're all about the cosmos and astronomy, and we had that full moon, not the full moon, the eclipse, and that was a lot of fun to run that alongside them. So good stuff all around. But right now, Mark Whitley going to be in the lead, perhaps it looks like, unless Lights maintained the lead and just choosing the inside lane. We'll take a look back, but lap 146. This thing is going to end here pretty quick. This is basically divided up into 4 stages, even though we didn't mean to do that. But the yellow flag will do that. And here we go. Going to be about 53 laps to go as we end this race and decide who gets to go to Homestead next week, fighting for a championship. And here we go. Green flag is back out. Whitley so far holding on to that front spot right here, P2. Man, everyone in the back right now fighting and scrambling. They know this is the best chance to pass these drivers. Big wreck back here. Phipps goes around Pont. I believe maybe one more I think I saw, but I could be wrong. I am wrong for sure. So Andrew Phipps looks like was the one who got around right there. We'll go back and take a look. Oh, Pont just kind of comes up right there. Not sure what was going on with that. Ooh, lordy. Let's go back a little bit, find out what's going on with that one. Here we go. Oh, yeah, yeah, it's tough. I don't think that was intentional, but Pont definitely was going to go, tried to like go high line too late almost, and Phipps was right there. Phipps trying to, I'm assuming, get back on track, but just didn't have the grip. Goes around right here. And that's caution number 6. Phipps has some front end damage, not a whole lot. But that'll be huge right there. But Mark Whitley holds on to the lead right now, lap 150. So 50 laps to go. A quarter of the race left. And just like that, race has only been green now for about, well, just about an hour. About 5 minutes short of an hour. And that's pretty impressive. Short, nice and short, dramatic finish before we get to Homestead next week for the championship. So good stuff. A couple of drivers to watch out for right now as we're under yellow. Dunkelberger, 1 lap down right now, so he's going to get that lap back. Assuming we get, some more cautions, we'll get that lap back for sure. Right now in 18th spot, Frankie Barroso in P11. And this right now, though, this is worst case scenario for Frankie Barroso and a couple more guys, right? Because Frankie has not had the race he's wanted to. He came into the race 12 points above, but he really needs to get himself into a better spot. Right now, he's cutting it super close on points. And so far, Smecker, Crawford, right, Whitley, these are all guys who have had a better race. So that could be bad news, unfortunately, for his playoff run. Whitley obviously has done really, really good. So still looking for that win to clinch himself into next week's championship. That would be huge. Blaze Crawford, right there, has had a good race. Came in 20 points. He's done his job. a decent finish today. We'll get him locked in as well, so he'll be fighting for that championship, assuming he has a top 5, top 10 finish today. Smecker, extremely close as well. Points-wise, I think Smecker is going to be in a better spot than Frankie. But he can't have Whitley win this race. So we'll see. A lot's going to go down right now. Green flag going to come back out. Here we go. Everyone at this point knows what they got to do. I can promise you, everyone's doing the math in their head. After every stage break. Oh, Bowie way off pace right here. Safe to say Fleming needs to win this race right now, and at 88. Frankie Barossa right behind him needs to maybe not win, but have a top 3 finish perhaps. Into the wall right there with Christian Angel. Gonna bump him around. Might be in the wall right here too. No. This is close. Mark Whitley though in P1. Awesome spot. Nick Lights in second. And if you're Nick Lights, keep in mind, if you're Nick, hey, Devin Smecker, right? He's your teammate. You know right now, as the race has gone on, it's going pretty well for you. It's also gone pretty well for Smecker points-wise. Oh, yellow flag is out. My point real quick that I'll make is, hey, if Devin can't win this race to lock him in, Nick can maybe do it as his teammate, and that way Devin can get in on points, but a lot can change within 40 more laps. Let's take a look back. It looks like Jackson Anderson involved in this one. Right behind Villalobos right here. Little wiggly right there. Oh, Graham. Jimmy Graham got loose. Not good, unfortunately. Let's try and rewind a tad and see if we can find out what happened to Graham real quick. Comes around. This is turns 3 and 4, I believe. Here we go. Oh, way loose. Just overcorrects it. Unfortunately, Jackson is right there. Not good news. Jackson trying to get himself into that Contender Series championship. And that right there might put a stop to that. Also saw, I believe it was Woodruff perhaps maybe got into a secondary wreck. Oh, okay, never mind. So sometimes iRacing can play a trick on you and you think it's a wreck, but really it's just them slowing down. So no harm, no foul there. So lap 161, we're going to step aside for just a second, folks. We'll go and thank a couple of our sponsors, and we'll go green the rest of the way. Come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Vegas pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back. This is the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. second to last race, the penultimate of the round of 8s. And right now we're going to find out real quick in about, 37 laps who will get to Homestead next week. Unbelievable race so far. Pretty fun so far. Great racing. Couple of cautions. Man, great racing when we've had it. Right now, though, who is going to walk away? Mark Whitley, Nick Lights on the front row. Here we go, back green. Blaze Crawford in that third spot. Looking very strong. Tim Robb, Bowie on the outside as well. Going to be working on Tim Robb. Good stuff right there. Bowie flying through the field. Look at this. Frankie Barroso, Roger Pierce, all in that top 10 right here. Bowie trying what he can right now to get to the back end of Smrecker. Whitley, though, in that number 1 spot. Again, this is the scenario right here. If Mark Whitley wins this race, he is into the Championship 4 next week. And Smrecker, he was down 12 points entering this race. He's done well enough, I feel like, if the math is correct, to advance, but he cannot let Whitley win this race. That's where Nick Lights comes in. He's got the fast car right now. If Nick Lights can win this race, that saves Devin Smrecker, his teammate. And he can get him into that Championship 4, and it'll bounce Frankie Barroso out. But man, this is tough right here. So many scenarios. Frankie finally catching up to the front here. P8, as we see it. Christian Angel doing a great job right now as well. Angel getting himself into that spot here. Oh, Frankie way off right there. Saved an unbelievable job for Frankie. Barroso in that 48, going to lose some more spots right here, but trying everything he can. Just not making it work right now, but Whitley up front. Nick Lights in P2. Crawford, third spot. And again, if I'm Crawford right now, hey, I know I've scored good points in the stages, decent enough, right? I walked in 20 points above the cutoff line. Just have a good race, You don't have to win. Think big picture. Walk out of here with the top 5, maybe a 6th or 7th place finish, and you are into that championship. No pressure. You've got a Season 3 champion right behind you in Brandon Bowie. He is not going to lay low. Smrecker in P5, though, has definitely eclipsed more points than Frankie. But if Whitley wins this race, that's game over for Smrecker and for Frankie. But we'll see. 25 laps to go here. Fleming holding on to P6. Pierce in P7. Awesome job so far. I know it's the second to last race of the season, but man, Roger has needed a race like this where he just has a good run, right? Even if it's not a great finish, just a solid top 10 run of no bad luck, no BS, right? Good job here. Definitely a momentum builder. 24 to go. Michael Johnson getting back to the front, as well as Mealy. Again, these guys fighting for that Contender Series points bracket as well. They're trying to get themselves into that spot. Dunkelberger up to P16. He got his lap back. Right now fighting alongside Andrew Phipps. Looking pretty sharp so far. Mark Whitley. Uh-oh. Oh, Nick Lights tried to take him out, I think. I don't know. That was super close by Nick Lights. Couldn't tell if he got loose right there, but Lights is right there on the back end. I'm not sure if he's just going Hail Mary right now. But Mark cannot afford to let Nick get around him right now, so he's going to use the back end. Mark could be holding off a little bit too, right? Don't show your cards just yet. Quick change right here. Pierce going to get around. Maybe Fleming right here. This is for P6 and 7. This right here, again, Nick Lights does not need the win, but a win for Nick Lights will most likely mean that his teammate Smecker gets into the Championship 4 on points. We'll see when the dust settles, but man, look at this battle right here for P1. Whitley adjusting his line just a little bit, gonna block Nick. We know Mark likes the low line, but he's choosing to run the high line to block any run that Nick can get. Brandon Bowie making a move here, up high, he's right there in P4. With 16 laps to go, Mark has done this time and time again. He does not feel the pressure like a lot of these guys do. He knows exactly what it takes to get the job done, and he knows Nick is burning his stuff up right now, right? So just endure the storm for a couple more laps and pray there's no yellow, and you're going to find yourself in that Championship 4. A couple of battles right here, Brandon Bowie and Smecker. There goes Bowie around right now. That's for P4. Oh, Smecker into the wall too. Not super hard, but that right side going to be damaged. Yeah, look at that. Pretty well crinkled. He's fighting for all he can, but look at this battle, man. Wow. Everyone riding the high lane right now. Frankie, unfortunately, right now, in a really tough spot. Tim Robb right behind again. Everyone fighting for something, right? If you're not fighting to get into that Championship 4, you're definitely most likely fighting to stay alive in that contender playoff battle, which a lot of these guys are doing. Whitley, oh no, big wreck right here. Lights. What was that about? Oh my word. I can promise you, Whitley is going to take Nick Lights out. That was not cool. 10 laps to go. We didn't see the beginning of it. But what is this going to be about right here? Whitley and Nick Lights, 9 laps to go. Blaze is right there as well, Crawford. Can Blaze steal this one? Nick gonna try and rough him up too, but doesn't quite get it done. Nick into the wall right there. Man, you talk about... Oh, yellow flag is out! Michael Johnson goes around right here in turn, what is that, turn 2. I don't think he hit the wall too hard, but man, that is just huge. Man, great stuff. Hard racing. Unbelievable as we end, or try to end, this Drip Drops night race. Let's take a look. So this was Michael Johnson right here. Yeah, super close racing as we see. Might get pinched here by Robin Fleming. Oh, yeah. Oh, some neck code there on the front end of that car, too. Between him and Fleming. That was really weird to see, but... Rob going to go through as well. So not crazy huge damage for Johnson, but that's just tight racing right there, right? That's just tight. End of the race. Short track racing. So that is what that is. But, man, what do these guys do, right? Do you come down pit road? Do you get the fresh tires? No way in hell, right? So this changes quite a bit. If we can go back, man, and take a look at what was going on there with all that beating and banging, that was pretty wild. We're going to try and find it real quick as we're under yellow, but man. Super close racing. Obviously some aggression involved, but let's take a look and see if this will show us anything about their... Oh, Whitley got held up quite a bit right there by Marshall. Oh, I see. Nick tried to squeeze in. Wasn't really there, so it wasn't really aggression per se, but definitely not going to give it up. Mark got a little wiggly right there, didn't quite get it. But Whitley had the speed to get back around Light, so I think maybe he was sandbagging there a little bit. But look at this. Whitley going to door bang each other here, I believe. Little door bang there by Whitley. Comes down. Nick tries it as well, but into the wall. And then this right here is where the yellow flag comes out, just about right here. So, man, super good racing right there. Obviously, aggressive, right? But that's big. Nick Lights wants to win this race, obviously. And that'll help his teammate, Devin Sprecher, right, to hopefully get himself into the championship next week on points. But this is going to be our first green-white checkered, folks. We're going to get 3 attempts only. If a yellow flag comes out before the white flag is taken, we try it 2 more times. If the leader takes the white flag, that'll be it. We'll race to the checkered flag. And that'll be it for the race. So right now, man, hold on tight. Here we go. First green-white checkered attempt. Here we go. Green flag. Whitley way up high right here. Lights did not get a great restart. Whitley on the outside lane right there. Looking very good. Not going to try and squeeze him too hard. Blaze comes up. He's not going to do well, though. He clears him. Whitley has the white flag today. Can he clutch it up and Mark Whitley steal a spot for the Championship 4? He's done well all season long. He's won a race. He's had tough luck last week at Gateway, but look at this. Mark Whitley gets the checkered flag here at Bristol for the DripDrops.io night race. And Whitley steals it, wins the race, and wins a spot in the Championship 4 next week at Homestead. Unbelievable job for Whitley. We talked about it earlier. We knew Whitley would be a contender here today, and he showed up. He was clutch. He made it happen. I'll tell you what, Mark Whitley in that championship race, everyone just shuddered. That's bad news for everyone else in the field. A determined Mark Whitley is an apex predator. And man, awesome, awesome run there for Whitley. Drove through it all. Nick Lights came oh so close. But Whitley gets it. Blaze Crawford in P2. He will secure himself into that Championship 4 as well. Nick Lights in 3rd spot. So awesome, awesome job by Whitley to get it done. Incredible. Your top 10 real quick. Whitley, Crawford, Lights, Bowie, Mealy in P5. Awesome, awesome job for Mealy. Christian Angel, P6. Dunkelberger, Barroso, Rob, and Sprecher are your top 10. And there's Whitley. We're going to come right back, folks. We'll thank our sponsors as we do. Stick around for the top 3 interviews.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, Rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, Rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, Or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the conclusion of the DripDrops.io Bristol night race. Man, oh man. Mark Whitley with a huge win. We'll get to him in just a second, but Nick Lights in third spot. We'll bring him in just a second. Where is good old Nick Lights? Here he is. Nick Lights, here he is, finishing P3 on the day. Obviously, already locked in from last week's win at Gateway, so no harm, no foul, but definitely wanted that win, I'm sure. Maybe to even... Hey, if you won that race, right, Smecker probably got in based on his points today, so I understand what was going on there. You can't sneak it by us, Nick. But, hey, good race today, man. How'd it go for you from your end?
Yeah, that was tight racing there. I thought we were, a little bit better in practice and stuff heading into the race, but being behind those cars, it was just tight and, couldn't really turn it like it was in clean air. But I'm hearing right now that the 12 might be getting a penalty for jumping that start, so I might be scored second. But either way, it was a great race for all of us. Good win for Mark. He was fast, won, pretty much everything. Shout out to Sagan Steak Pool for what they're on the car this weekend, so shout out to them. Thank you for them. And yeah, we're going to Homestead. Almost to win another win. It would have been back to back, and it sucks for Devin. And yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, either way, gonna find yourself running for that championship next week. Pretty cool stuff. Obviously, you're gonna represent Murphy Esports, and by the math, we're gonna have one driver from each big team. So, pretty cool stuff, man. You're gonna be, leading the way for them. So, awesome stuff, man. Real quick, give us your shout-outs real quick, and friends, family. Who do you got?
Yeah, shout out to you, Steve, for what you do with this league. It's very good. Shout out to Sagan Steak Pool, Boone Pool, all those guys, Cardano. They're great people. Almost got them another win, Drip Drops as well. They were on Devin's car, and yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. It was tough. I'm sweating up here, so.
Hey, good dude, man. We'll see. Good job, dude. I'm having a stroke, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. It's so hot up here in Boston, I can't handle it. But great job, man. We'll see you next week at Homestead. Awesome finish today.
Appreciate it. Love you, Steve.
Nicolai's always a riot. Well, hey, P3 for him, but he's already in the championship, right? He won last week at Gateway. That got him into the championship for us. We'll see him next week. P2, we're going to bring in Blaze Crawford. Blaze Crawford, I am getting word from Race Control, by the way. He did perhaps jump the restart, that last restart. So we'll find out. We're not guaranteeing that he's going to finish P2. This is all unofficial at this point, but we're going to talk to him as if he did finish P2, and then we'll work it out in the background. But here we go. Let's bring in Blaze real quick. Where is Blaze? Here he is. Hey, here he is, Blaze. Man, awesome job today. Very, very fast car. Didn't have what it took maybe to win the race, but had a great day at Bristol, man. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, man, it was definitely an interesting race. I'm not sure about the call here. I have a pretty blatant, obvious screenshot of us going the same speed in the center of the zone, so I'm pretty sure that'll get reversed. Maybe he should open his eyes up, but regardless, I think we're good. Even if we get an EOL for quote unquote jumping the start, just because it would put me 15th, and I would think I was more points ahead than that. So I'm confident that we'll be racing for championship at Homestead. Kind of just rode around, just did what I had to do to make it to the end, and just make it to Homestead. So just kind of kept it underneath me, kept quiet the whole race. So yeah, it was just kind of a quiet day for me for sure.
Yeah, man. Hey, not a bad job though. Obviously, the incident will be reviewed. Obviously, we're just learning. I'm just learning about it now, so nothing's official yet. Nothing's set in stone. So it'll be looked at, but we're going to talk to you anyway, as if you're already moving on. So great job, man. Assuming that becomes nothing, You're going to be in the championship representing Flagship, man. Great season so far. A couple of wins, right? All-star race win, and so also in the season, very, very strong in your debut season, man. Awesome stuff. Give us your shout-outs real quick. Friends and family, sponsors. Who you got?
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's been a fun season. This is looking like my third second place finish in a row. So hopefully I just make it one stop better next week. Can't thank Flagship enough and Matt for having me on this season. It's been so much fun. Just running out here with these guys. They're really competitive and they're really fast. So definitely been a lot of fun. Shout out to my family, my girlfriend, my Pat for watching. He watches every race, man. So he's a big shout out to him for sure.
Love that.
But yeah, just can't thank Matt enough for giving me the chance to come out here and just have some fun on Tuesday nights.
Good stuff, Ben. Hey, good job today. We'll make it official later on, but awesome job today, dude.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Blaze Crawford. Obviously, pending on that penalty assessment, but we'll take a look at that, obviously, in the background. But assuming that doesn't go through, we'll see. You never know. Right now, everything's unofficial. But right now, we're going to bring in Mark Whitley. Man, unbelievable job. Let's wind back real quick to that checkered flag and watch how he got this thing done, man. Unbelievable. We'll give Mark just a second to come in. Here he is. Winner of today's race. There he is. The 77 winner of today's race, the dripdrops.io Bristol night race. Man, we talked to you earlier, and we also said it in the stream, right? You're our favorite up here. We knew you were fast. We knew before tonight you were fast, and you backed it up, got it done. You clutched it. You're in the Championship 4 next week at Homestead, man. How's it feel?
Feels great, especially new coming in here tonight that points didn't really matter. It was going to be win or bust, so bring home the checker flag or bring home the steering wheel. So it was worked out pretty good. Made a couple small mistakes on the pit stops on the stages. It seemed like he just didn't want to stop when I hit the brakes, so I was like outside my box by like a foot both times, and made it a very interesting second half of the race. But I made a decision there when we got that last, when everybody pitted the last time. I was real close to Nick, but I needed track position. I felt like if I could get track position, I could hold it. So yeah, I took a little bit of a risky to just take two right sides. I felt like it'd be pretty good because even on the end of the long run, we were still 90% on the left sides. I knew, I really figured toward the end of the race too, we were going to start getting more cautions, and it's kind of what happened, and it worked out pretty good. I know Marshall Buck gave me a heart attack there getting slowed off the corner, and I had to slow way up, and it got Nick right next to me, and we kind of doored there and had to use the wall to save me. And then we just kind of, I told Nick this, I didn't really want to rough him up like that, but this race was wind or nothing, so I had to do whatever I had to do. I wasn't going to wreck him, but I was going to make it damn hard to, pass, and, I was trying to get back by him, and I was able to do it real quick. And that last restart had a lot of wheel spin, and kind of worried there. Blaze stayed even with me, and we went down in 1 and 2, and I was able to get back to the gas and looked like he had to lift, and we went in 3 and 4, and I wanted to give him room because I didn't want to pinch him, because I figured the last thing I need is him to get tied up under me and just wreck me, and then there goes the whole race. And it looked like he washed up, so it's a good thing I did. And that last lap, it was all about hitting the marks. I think I overdrove one a little bit, just I was so antsy trying to get back around, but I made sure to hit my mark in 3 and 4. And after last week, feeling like I gave one away, I could have stole one at the end, and I just kind of shot myself in the foot. It feels really good to be able to come back out here and get a little bit of redemption, lock into the Championship 4. It's one of my favorite tracks, and just glad I was able to come out here and perform, and hope it keep the momentum rolling for next week and go do the same.
Yes, sir. Obviously you've already won, right? Former champion, trying to go for that second championship in this series. Awesome stuff, man. You earned it today. Give us real quick your shout outs for any sponsors and friends you got.
Big shout out Brantley over at Harpoon Design. He was up on the box tonight, up on the spotter stand, keeping me calm, especially there toward the end of the race. He was telling me, I was faster, just keep calm, don't overthink it, just keep your head in it. And I really appreciate his hard work up there, getting me through traffic, keeping me calm when everything was kind of getting a little crazy there. So a big shout out to him. Go check his website out at harpoondesign.com. He's got a form you can fill out on there, get some fancy custom paint jobs made by him. Or if you just want to see some of his previous work, he's got like over 2,000 of them on trading paint. So check him out. Another huge shout out to all my other teammates tonight. I think a lot of us had issues tonight. I think Christian came home 6th. Good to see him having a good finish. Roger 13th. I think he finished on the lead lap, which is great. He didn't get in too many wrecks, which has been his bad thing to happen all year. So I think the rest of the team didn't fare so well, but yeah, I think all in all, good team. Shout out to the league. Just a great race, a lot of green flag running here at Bristol, and huge shout out to Nick. They're running side by side. Now we were door banging really hard, and there won't no hard feelings, I don't think. So it's always fun to race against him, and can't wait for next week.
Hey, yes, sir, man. Awesome job. We'll catch you next week, man, at Homestead, going for that second championship. Catch you
Here, brother.
Have a good night, man. There he is, Mark Whitley, the winner today. Came in clutch and won the race. Unbelievable job to get that job done today. Right now, though, that's going to be it for us at Bristol Motor Speedway, the night race, presented by DripDrops.io. Go and check them out, folks. Awesome, awesome people, as well as, hey, Sagan Stake Pool coming on board today as well. So, awesome stuff. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Admin Box, Harpoon Designs, and KK Woodscapes, Hosky.io. Man, so many good sponsors. Got to name them all. But hey, right now, we will catch you next week at Homestead, Miami. Going to be a day and tonight race, a nice sunset, and man, high stakes, obviously. Who will be champion? Going to be pretty crazy to see. I believe right now, math-wise, again, this is unofficial, it's going to be Whitley, Bowie, Crawford, and Light. So your top four from tonight, right there in green, are most likely going to be your championship 4 drivers. So incredible job by those guys to get it done. And if that is the case, that's one driver from each big team. So you can't ask for anything better for a championship. So awesome job, folks. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday, obviously 9 p.m. Eastern time for the finale. And hey, that's going to be it. Big thanks to everyone here as well for the support. I think we just crossed like 725 for subs, which is super cool. Appreciate that. And hey, appreciate all the super likes, the super chats, all the donations go towards the stream and making it better. So thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next week for the finale.